welcome to the program. Our viewers at home, we welcome you to send an SMS telling us where you are watching from and your name to the number 21450. In our lesson last time, we talked about Introduction to Business Studies, where we introduced the subject and said that the business studies is a field of study that revolves around three areas: production, distribution, and consumption. We introduced production as the creation of utilities and also gave examples of production activities as farming, engineering, construction of houses, and many other activities. We defined distribution as the movement of goods from the producer to the consumers. And consumption was also defined as the using of goods and services. Goods refer to those items that are tangible, and these include examples such as exercise books, clothing, furniture pieces, among others. Services were defined as intangible actions that are offered at a cost. In our lesson today, we are going to look at the components of business studies. Components of business studies. And business studies is a wide subject. The components can also be referred to as the branches of business studies or the disciplines of business studies. Business studies is a wide subject and includes topics from various areas. One of these areas is economics, which is one of the disciplines. Economics. So how do we define economics? Economics is defined as the study of how human beings strive to fulfill their unlimited wants with the limited resources. How human beings strive to fulfill their unlimited wants with the limited resources. As human beings, we experience a long list of wants, but the resources to fulfill these wants are limited. And therefore, as human beings, we have to strive because of the fact that the resources to fulfill all that we need are limited. The other discipline of business studies is accounting. Accounting is defined as the systematic recording of activities that take place in a business, systematic keeping of records which are used for decision making. We can refer to these records for the purposes of making decisions in future. The third discipline in business studies is office practice. Office practice. Office practice involves all those activities, all the activities that take place in an office. Such activities may include activities such as filing, communication. We also have clerical work, communication. and clerical work. There are lots of activities that take place in an office, including the reproduction of documents. Fourthly, we have entrepreneurship. And this is defined as the study of activities that involve the process of identifying a business opportunity, and acquiring the necessary resources in order to start and manage a business. And the person who undertakes those activities is known as the entrepreneur. The person who undertakes those activities is the entrepreneur. The other branch of business studies is commerce. The commerce is defined as trade and aids to trade. So what is trade? Trade is the exchange of goods and services for money or for other goods and services. Trade is defined as the exchange of goods and services for other goods and services or for money. On the other hand, we have aids to trade. So these are human activities that facilitate trade to take place. And examples of these activities include transportation, distribution, we also have communication, we also have insurance, advertising, and generally we have 6 aids. 6 aids to trade. And to illustrate the 6 aids to trade, we shall draw a diagram indicating the division of commerce. We have said it's divided into 2. We have trade and aids to trade. Trade is further divided into 2. We have home trade and international trade. So what does home trade deal with? It is further divided into 2. We have wholesale trade and retail trade. Retail trade. Then we have international trade, which is divided into 2 again. We have import trade and export trade. Export trade. Then, in regard to the aids to trade, we have said we have 6 aids to trade. One of the 6 aids to trade is banking, insurance, communication. We also have warehousing. We have transport and communication. Those are the 6 aids to trade. Communication. With regard to this, our esteemed viewer, we have discussed that business studies is divided into 5 units. It comes from 5 other broader subjects. All the topics in business studies will be coming or will come from 5 areas. We have said we have economics, which we have defined as the study of how human beings strive in order to satisfy their unlimited with the limited resources. Accounting, which is another discipline of business studies, has been defined as the systematic keeping of records which are used in decision making. Office practice is another discipline of business studies which deals with all the activities that take place in an office. Entrepreneurship is a branch of business studies that involves the identifying of a business opportunity and providing the resources required so that you can start a business. And lastly, we have commerce, which is another branch of business studies which revolves around trade and aids to trade. We have defined trade as the exchange of goods and services at a profit. Trade is divided into home trade and international trade, where home trade is further divided into wholesale trade and retail trade. International trade is divided into import trade and export trade. There are 6 aids to trade. These include banking, communication, insurance, warehousing, communication, and transport. Sorry, we forgot advertising. Advertising is another aid to trade, not communication. So we have those 6 aids to trade: banking, insurance, communication, warehousing, transport, and advertising. In regard to this coverage, what are the questions we would expect from this area? You may be asked to highlight 4 disciplines of business studies or branches of business studies or components. The word discipline is the same as components, branches, or even the various components of business studies. Our dear viewer, you may also be required to list the six aids to trade, which we have mentioned here: banking, insurance, communication, transport, advertising, and warehousing. In relation to this, we may also have to define what commerce is, and this is used in relation to the aids, trade and aids to trade. In our next area of coverage, we will look at the importance of business studies. Importance of business studies. Business studies is important to an individual and even to the entire society. When we study business, we gain or we are enlightened in the area of acquiring. We acquire skills, we acquire knowledge, and also attitudes, which are beneficial to the individual and even to the society at large. And as an individual, when you study business, what are the benefits? How does it benefit the individual and society? One of the areas that business helps us is, in the first place, you can be able to train and go for a further career in business. You can train and pursue a career in business studies. The other benefit that we get out of studying business studies is that one can start and operate a business comfortably. You can start your own business, and out of the knowledge you have acquired and skills, you'll be able to start a business that is successful. It also helps the learner to acquire. You acquire the ability to identify a business opportunity. The other benefit that we may acquire is that the learner acquires discipline and a positive attitude towards work. We are also able, when we study business studies, to understand the role of the government in business. A learner will also acquire the knowledge and also skills in buying and selling of goods. The other way through which business studies helps us is we also are able to understand the effects of environment on business. As you study later, we will talk about the business and its environment, and with the knowledge that we acquire in business, we are able to understand the various effects of the business environment on the business. And it also helps us to have the acquire intellectual skills that will help us in regard to developing critical thinking, and this helps us to understand economic issues that affect or come around our lives. So learner, we have come to the end of our lesson today, where we have also mentioned about the importance of business studies, and we have seen how it is beneficial to us. Our esteemed viewer, to get tips in business studies, SMS BST1 to 21126.